Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining my class today. And for today's topic, we're going to talk about how to use, or what's really the difference between the use of ad-vayz and ad-vays. Okay, aside from the pronunciation, okay, this one is pronounced with letter Z and this one is pronounced with letter S. Okay, so aside from their pronunciation, we're going to discuss how they are used in sentences. Okay, let's start. Okay, before we begin, let's try to have this hopefully we can answer the question about how do you usually seek someone's help. Okay, so here, people's opinion matter to you, especially when it benefits your situation. So with this regard, okay, what is it that you thank them for giving you? Is it ad-vayz or ad-vays? We'll find out the answer right after our discussion. Okay, so what does ad-vayz really mean? Okay, so I hope you can clearly see, okay, the screen there. So we have here advise rather, is a verb that means to suggest what should be done, to recommend, or to give information to someone. So the letter S here is pronounced as Z. So it has the sound as Z, advise. Okay, so that's what the verb. You can notice it's a verb when you pronounce it with Z and the letter S. Okay, the spelling of the verb is with the S. Okay, that's advise. Okay, let's try to have examples, okay, of advise. Okay, how they are used in sentences. Okay, the first sentence we have here is the lawyer advised the client not to sign anything that she did not read first. Okay, so we are using here the simple past. Okay, the sentence happened already, okay, or before, okay, the action. Okay, so that's why did and advised, simple past. Okay, second sentence we have, my teacher always advises me to do my homework neatly. Okay, and next sentence, I advise you to chase your dreams and make it come true. Okay, again, they are used as verbs in sentences. Okay, I hope it's easy this time. Okay, let's try to have the noun here. Okay, so before that, we do have more synonyms of the expression to advise. Okay, so you can also use the suggested words here or expressions to give suggestions, to counsel, and to notify. Okay, so these are the synonyms of to advise. Okay, so I hope it would be clearer for you every time you try to make sentences. What does this mean? Okay, does it mean to give suggestion? Is it to counsel? Is it to notify? Okay, I know the word to use, so I will have yes with the S. Okay, now let's try to compare them. Okay, for us to have a better understanding. Okay, with a C here, so advice. Okay, it is a noun that means a suggestion about what you should do. Okay, the C here of the word, okay, sounds like S, so that's why. So don't be confused. Okay, so the verb, okay, has the pronunciation of letter Z. Okay, advise. Normally for other words as well. So if the letter S is in between the two vowels, then yes, you do have the sound of letter Z. That's the rule. Okay, so let's have more suggestions or synonyms, okay, of the noun. When someone gives you a suggestion about what you should do, then that's advice. Okay, so in this sense, it is uncountable noun. So that means you can't have an advice or many advices, but instead you say pieces of advice or words of advice. Okay, so you can use between the two. It's okay. So we have here the example sentence. The daughter carefully followed her mother's words of advice. We should all do that. Following, yes, the mother's advice. Okay, mothers know best, as they say. Okay, now let's try to answer the question we had. Remember when we started the lesson? Okay, so you don't have to handle your problems on your own. That's why you seek advice, right? You can ask others to advise you. Okay, so if their suggestions help you, you should also let them know. Okay, and what is it that you should thank them for giving you? Okay, now you know the answer. Okay, that's advice. Advice. Okay, so the sound is with letter S, which means to say we are using the noun. Okay, with the C here for the spelling. But for the pronunciation, okay, it's a sound. Okay, let's try to have a practice here. Okay, how to use the verb and the noun. Okay, ad-vayz and ad-vays. Okay, it's important to interact with others in your industry and consider their advice or advice. Consider their advice. Okay, we are using here the noun. Okay, so yes, it's easy that way. Okay, next, let's try. I am strongly blank you to call your doctor immediately. Okay, so we are using here the verb. Okay, it's continuous, present continuous verb. So as you notice, you can easily identify or distinguish if it's a verb to use or if it's a noun. So here, yes, we have the advice, okay, noun. So it doesn't have any any noun here. So we use it with a noun. But in here, in number 2, so we have here am. Yes. So strongly here is an adverb. So it's not a verb. So yes, am advising. It's in the present continuous. So it's easier. Okay, next number. It's essential that we find a professional to blank us on this occasion. To okay, to advise us on this situation. Okay, somebody to advise you. Okay, next number we have teachers will give blank to anyone, including complete strangers. So teachers will give, we already have the verbs here. So what we need is a noun here. Okay, teachers will give advice to anyone, including complete strangers. Okay, last number we have, you can offer me blank, but that doesn't mean I will follow it. Okay, verb or what should be the next word here? Verb or noun? It's easier. So if it's a verb, you think so? If it's a verb, okay, we already have a verb here. So if it's a noun, we know what to use. That's with a C. So you can offer me advice, but that doesn't mean I will follow it. Yeah, sure. Okay, go ahead. Not a problem. Well, I hope that one is clear. What's the difference between the advise and advice? Okay, how to use them in sentences. Okay, the other one is verb and the other one is a noun. Okay, so I advise you to take my grammar advice. Okay, this one is verb and this one is noun. Okay, thank you for watching. That would be all for today. And yes, I hope you enjoy learning. Okay, enjoy learning, my dear students. That would be all. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.